Is black excellence?
One of the reasons white people hate black people is because we cannot tolerate black joy. We cannot tolerate black intelligence. We cannot tolerate black beauty.
This woke, non-racist white woman explains why racist white people hate black people. And honestly, this explains the obsession. If you're not a racist and you love all the God's children, then this is not going to bother you. But if you are a racist, this is going to piss you the hell off, and I don't give a damn.
We cannot tolerate black confidence. We cannot tolerate black camaraderie. We cannot tolerate anything that frees a black person. There's a level of racism that I think hits differently for black people than it does for Asian people or Hispanic people or Middle Eastern people or Native Americans even. Each one of those things that people think regarding other races are different with black people, I think. Because again, we don't like black people to be educated. We don't like them to be successful. We don't want black judges. We don't want anything for black people that doesn't directly affect and entertain us. So we can have a black nanny. We can have a black house cleaner. We can have a black teacher. We can have a black coach. We can have black players. But only for the specific things.
I'm sorry, but wait a minute. There's a lot this woman is saying, and I really want you to hear everything for yourself right to the very end. But as I was watching the video, something caught my attention, and I had to pause right here for some context. You know, context matters. I mean, this woman openly says she's anti-racist, which is good. But yet, look at the reaction she's getting from some white people in the comment section. For example, let's take a look at this comment from Peter. He says, that lady shouldn't say we. She should just speak for herself. But then this woman, as a creator, fires back saying, if you are not a racist, then I'm not talking to you. If you are getting defensive, then maybe I am. Wow, that response alone, has people arguing in the comments. And yeah, I think that's the best way to respond to, racist. But why do some white people agree with what she is saying while others completely reject it? I mean, what exactly is making some people feel irritated, feel uncomfortable with the truth? Anyway, let's keep watching the video to the end because, yeah, she has a lot she is saying she has not finished yet. And some of the strongest opinions are still coming and, white people can indeed be mad. So let's dive into this. If this is your first time, please subscribe so we can have more of this. After her, there are also other people who are also sharing, painful truth. Let's watch.
But only for the specific things that we feel comfortable with. I think about all those sweet children that have been killed, murdered, when they go out with their white friends. And I think that as much as the trauma of slavery comes down through the DNA, I think also the cruelty of slavery. The desire to hurt, the desire to steal and kill and humiliate and torment and disappear black people is what comes down through the DNA. I think when you do something like that for long enough and you pass it down for the many years that slavery and enslaved people were in chains, that is an instinct with us, cruelty. And I think you can see it in many videos. All the white women and white men that are telling black kids and black families to get the hell out of here, you don't belong. We just don't want you to have more than us, honey. We just don't want you to be prettier. We don't want you to be the beauty standard. We don't want you to be judges or anything like that. We want you to be below us, beneath us. And we've tried so hard to keep you down, and we failed so badly. Because like Maya Angelou said, still you rise. We may hate you, we may beat you, we may do those things, and it makes us crazy that you keep coming back and getting better. We can't stand it. I don't know why that is. I think I heard somebody say that white people are the ones that have the ancestors that were closely related to the apes. And I believe that. We are so similar to Cro-Magnon man, Neanderthals. We're fucking pale monsters. I really hate being white sometimes. I'm super ashamed. I think things like, sorry, I don't get good sleep right now. I think when I see a young black kid with a bunch of white kids, or like I try to watch for things that are happening, and I was thinking to myself, you know, if I saw a black kid hopping in a vehicle with a bunch of white kids, what would I do? I mean, you know, I could do anything. I could get the black kid to come over and say, hey, I think I know your mother, come here. And then to say, you better get away from all them white boys. But I had a brown friend of mine tell me that that was silly and that it is savior-ish. Ooh, and I don't like that. White savior, white savior. Ugh. And then I still do it. I have it in me that black people need my help. Mexican people need my help. Hispanic people need my help. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. If they do, oh, please forgive me. I'm so sorry. If they do, they'll ask. That's one thing. They'll ask. And I'll know instinctually if I'm out and about and something's happening. I can just pay attention and see if there's a way for me to step to whatever the white person is doing. I don't know. We'll see. I think the cruelty lives in us, and I don't mean it like we don't have a choice. Of course we have a choice, but it comes down as instinct, and unless we work desperately, unless we work very, 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 very hard for very, very, very many years, we will never be rid of it. We'll never be rid of it anyway, but anyway, that's my thought, for whatever it's worth.
They hate black joy because they don't understand it. They hate black joy because they can't police it. European Americans very well know how they treat black people in this country, and they also know how other people target black people in this country. Black joy doesn't make sense to them because they are sitting around here miserable, and they don't understand how black people are still able to have a good old time. What bothered slave owners the most back in the day was not their brutality, their beating, their mutilating, their assaulting, no. What bothered slave owners the most back then was that how can these slaves still enjoy their day? That is what bothers slave owners the most. It is written down in their diaries. They could not comprehend, well, we're hurting these people. How are they able to still enjoy life? They try to study everything about us, but black joy, they cannot comprehend it because they don't have the capacity for it. Because they spend so much time dehumanizing other people, but the moment that you do that, you give up your own humanity. It's the devil's deal. They spend most of their childhood around racism, lowbrow comments, disrespectful jokes. Their fun is surrounded by racism. Their fun is surrounded by suffrage. Nor do they have a collective community outside of bigoted behavior. So black joy doesn't make sense to them because they believe that since they have more in this country, that they should be the ones that's happy. And anybody who has less should be the ones that's actually suffering.
Oh, I do think that white people are absolutely jealous of black people, specifically with the community, and also with like fashion and music and everything else that is appropriated. But by design of what whiteness is, it inherently lacks community. And I think we're absolutely jealous of that. And I've heard biracial people say that they do see that difference in their own families. Because in addition to European cultures being more individualistic than cultures from Africa, South America, and indigenous North American cultures, the invention of whiteness in America erased a lot of ties to actual culture. So when I say like white people, black community, I'm not talking about like Polish people or German people or Irish people. As I explained in my book, I just wrote the intro and I'm working on the conclusion today. Y'all keep me in your prayers. In the course of human history, white is a relatively new term. As we discussed in the introduction to this book, white is a North American term emerging from the 1600s as a term to justify the enslavement of Africans and squelch revolts from poor Europeans and indentured servants. Before this term, Europeans would identify with their nationalities. The Irish, Italians, Germans, French are all very different cultures. Thus, there is not the same communal tie to whiteness as there is for people from other communities. Further, since white was created to be a divider, a separator, it is not a happy identity. It is not something people want to admit they relate to. It doesn't have a rich, healthy history. Speaking as a white American who has conducted national level research on white Americans, we tend to say things like we have German, Irish, Italian, etc. ancestry, even if we have never been to those places. This is because all white Americans have ties to immigration, and because these identities are actual cultures, they do not have roots only in oppression. Now, we know who started colonization, right? So this is the book I'm trying to finish by Monday and send to the editor. There's a free chapter in my bio if you're interested on one of the unwritten rules of work. The book is predominantly about class, but I talk about 3 other identities that you can't talk about class without talking about these other identities, and race is absolutely one of them.
I need some black joy. The fact that black joy even exists as a concept in the world is miraculous to me. Asians are no good at joy. We are good at working hard and being diligent and doing our best, but not joy. Colonizers too. Rich lives, no joy. We should never have hooked our stars to theirs. But black people, especially black Americans, are the best at joy. You've turned it into an art form. I know it came from terrible hardship that you've turned into soul and then into joy. And we, Chinese people, we just turn that hardship into more hard work. But I know you can't give it to us. We have to go out and earn it for ourselves, just like you did. Joy is a puzzle for every human being, and it's not free. When I ask my black friends where their joy comes from, they inevitably shake their heads and just repeat, "You can't let them take it away from you." That's what it's not. But what is black joy? Can you tell me?
Akron, how we doing today? It is the second and last day of the African Festival here in Akron, Ohio. Your girl got some jewelry. It's super cute. I'm here currently selling, helping my friend sell her baked goods. Her stuff is amazing. Just by Jazzy Faye. But right now, let me show you the crowd. It is crazy. It looks amazing. It is black excellence. Sorry. Do you see this amazing crowd behind me? Every year, Akron, Ohio turns up like this. Every year. Get up the stairs. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Woo! Jeez Louise. It is packed out here right now. Hi, how you doing? Hi. It is packed out here right now. Obviously, we bumping into people. Zap is playing, not a cover band, the original. Bring out all that 70s style back to Akron, okay? The African Festival in Akron, Ohio, every year. Longest running festival in Akron. Black excellence at its finest. Check us out next year.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Now, let's talk about it. Imagine for a moment you are simply living your life as a black person, working so hard and succeeding in life, being excellent in everything you do. Yet somebody somehow, for whatever reasons, feels irritated, feels uncomfortable just because you are doing well. I mean, what exactly is happening here? Now, one of the concerned people asked a very interesting question in the comment section, and I found it, so wise to bring it up. So, yeah, we can read it. The comment said, I would be curious to know why whites don't feel threatened by Asians and Hispanic success the same way. Now, that question many people are debating, and it's one of the biggest discussion this video has. Like, why only black people? Okay, you are the same people who are okay with giving loans to Asians. You are people who are okay with giving opportunities to Hispanics. Okay, these people who are not, they're just immigrants, but black people are the fundamentals. Okay, they're the actual people in America. They're foundational. Okay, what exactly is happening? So here are the 5 main messages these people are trying to share throughout the video. Let's discuss them one by one. Remember, if I miss one message, please don't hesitate. Put it in the comment section, because your comments are also part of the conversation. Now, before we get to the comments, to the messages, if you found some value, or if you are still finding some value, please give it a like and subscribe. I'll greatly appreciate. Now, let's look at the messages. Number 1, the people in the video argue that the black excellence attracts a unique kind of hostility. Now, according to the speakers in the video, the issue is not simply race, like the skin color, but the visibility of black success. They argue that black joy, black confidence, black intelligence, black achievement, black excellence challenge stereotypes that some people have held for generations. It's like they expected black people to fail and be willingly force themselves to be working in the farms. But look, black people are becoming millionaires. Black people are driving cars that some white people cannot afford. Now, whether people agree with that or they don't agree with that conclusion, but I think these speakers believe that this is why black excellence often receives such a strong reaction, because it's like they go against somebody's expectation. Somebody who has gone through segregation, all those hatred, all those barriers, and the system itself was not designed for black people. But look at them, they are still being excellent. It's okay for somebody to be mad. It makes sense, because it's something that you cannot easily understand. Now, number 2, they believe black joy is powerful because it survives a hardship. Let's talk about it. Several people in this video keep, coming back in the idea of black joy. They argue that despite generations of discrimination, slavery itself, the hardship, historical injustice in many black communities, many black people continue to celebrate, continue to laugh, continue to create, continue to have joy and peace, and build strong family and community bonds. So, it's against what somebody may expect. Their point is that joy itself becomes a form of resilience, something that cannot easily be taken away, and something that other communities cannot manage. That after going through the hardships, they can still be laughing, they can still be joyful and influencing the world. So that makes sense. Number 3, they say racism is something that must be actively challenged, not ignored. This is powerful. Okay, this was mostly emphasized by that woman who we had at the beginning. Now, the anti-racist white women in this video repeatedly emphasize that the prejudice does not disappear automatically. Okay, it needs people to take some action. It cannot just disappear. Their message is that people should examine their own attitudes, question inherited beliefs, because some beliefs just came from parents. You may not have your own reasons for hating black people, but because your parents were racist, your parents hated black people, and you just join in without sitting down and asking questions. Okay, like cautiously, you need to cautiously ask yourself and reject racist thinking instead of pretending it does not exist. I mean, they are encouraging self-reflection rather than silence. Number 4, they discuss culture. They discuss, what's that, identity and the importance of community. That's like another major theme throughout this video, talking about the community itself. Now, some speakers argue that strong cultural identity, shared tradition, music, faith, the drama, the comedy, whatever, family connections, help many black communities remain, resilient during difficult times, during, like time of hardships. They contrast this with their own experiences, and they suggest that genuine communities give people strength, than the power, the purpose, and the hope during adversity. Number 5, which is like the last one, we don't need to have more. We don't need to make the video too long. The people argue that the appreciation is good instead of resentment. But the overall message is that success should not be viewed as a threat. If somebody is succeeding in a certain field, it is so wise for you to humble yourself and approach them. Okay? Be like, how do you excel in this? Can you tell me? And I'm sure black people will be okay to share that. Because at the end of the day, whether white, whether black, they all share the same country. It's like a country person for you. Okay, so it's just a matter of sitting down and humble yourself and say, can you teach me this? Instead of becoming uncomfortable or feeling irritated when another group thrives, when the black people thrive. Now, the speaker suggests celebrating achievement whenever it appears. It's always good to appreciate when others are doing better, not envying them. You benefit nothing from envying people. You only kill yourself. You know what? There are moments where you may hate somebody's success. You don't sleep because you're always thinking about them. Not knowing those people they're minding their own business. They don't care about you. They don't even know you're having this bad moment thinking about them. So whether somebody is black, is white, Asian, Hispanic, whatever, or from any other background, success does not have to be competition. The fact that somebody is succeeding in football, it doesn't make somebody who is succeeding in volleyball look like he's losing value. No, everyone has his own purpose, has his own, career, something to pursue. But if you have a career and you are not doing good in that career, it's okay to humble yourself. Just go to those people who are good in that same career. They may tell you, they may help you to be like them someday if you work hard. It's that simple. It's that simple. I mean, one person's progress does not prevent another person's progress. No. If you are excellent in this, it doesn't mean somebody cannot be excellent in another. But at the end of the day, this video is clearly meant to start a conversation, and judging by the comments itself, I think, we can see this is it's so good to be discussing. Some viewers strongly agree with these speakers, while others believe they make overly broad generalization, like that person, Peter, telling the woman, no, don't say we. Okay, don't say we about white people. So that debate is likely to continue. We don't know. But maybe the biggest takeaway is this. If seeing another person's success makes you uncomfortable, perhaps the first question should not be about them. It should be about yourself. What's your problem? What's wrong with you? Okay, if black people have done this, yet they have gone through so many hardships, how much more we are white people we're supposed to do? Okay, they were supposed to be greatest, because after all, even the system itself doesn't really favor black people. Okay, but it favors white people. But after, it's like in an exam, you have been given the exam paper, with full of questions, and secretly somebody has given you an answer sheet, okay? All the answers are there. All you have to do is just to copy and paste there. But still you have failed that exam. That's exactly what we are saying here. Why does somebody else's success feel so threatening? Why should another person's joy become another person's frustration? Why? So those are difficult questions we need to be asking and, try to seek answers to every day. But they are exactly the kinds of questions that invites people to think about. That is why this, has generated so much passion on social media. But now, those are the comments I could have, and also those are the reactions those people had to say, like their messages. We don't know. I want to hear from you. What exactly is your take on this? Let's discuss down in the comment section. If this is your first time, please subscribe, and if you found some value, please can you like the video? I would greatly appreciate. See you next time.